What's up, guys? My name is Maxirion. I am leader of the Dragon Fangs clan in Warframe, and I am also a YouTuber. You can find me at youtube.com/user/MaxirionV, and welcome to MMO Anthropology.
That's supposed to be my line, but that's fine.
I stole your line.
You did. Hello and welcome everyone to another MMO Anthropology. I, of course, am your host, Amherst, and I'm here in Warframe with Maxirion, who
Hello.
I believe is playing in Ash. Is that
Ash Prime, yep.
In Ash Prime. He's recolored the gold bits, so I couldn't quite tell.
I'm sneaky.
Indeed. So, generally, my first question is why you chose this MMO for the video, but in fact, what you did was you chose a really interesting setting in your clan's dojo. So can you tell us what a dojo is, and then maybe describe what this room is all about?
So a dojo is a base that everyone who's in a clan can contribute to, whether that be via resources or helping build, and the majority draw of it is there's an obstacle course you can run, test your agility, players can duel each other in the dueling room, but the majority of where I spend my time is actually in the labs, where you can research new weapons, warframes, and other things that have use in the game.
What about this room in particular?
This room is the observatory, and I picked it because it's honestly my favorite room in the dojo. Has this nice aesthetic feel, and between you and me, I fucking love the space outside.
Oh, this is a really good view.
Yeah, it is. I think you can press X on these little spots to kneel, but you always wind up facing a set direction, so I don't use them. Oh, well, you face the right direction. I face the weird direction. Okay. That's just an issue with my account, then.
Yeah, this is a really nice belt here going on. Whoop.
I think since this game takes place in our solar system, that's like the Kuiper asteroid belt or something?
It could be. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
My next question is, do you have any experience in other MMOs, and how do they compare to Warframe?
I do have experience with other MMOs. I played a little bit of World of Warcraft back when I was in high school, and it actually kind of turned me off because I found it boring and the combat wasn't very satisfying. I tried Star Wars The Old Republic, and I liked the Star Wars paint job and the Mass Effect style, RPG style, I dirt that line up. And the Mass Effect style, conversation what? God damn it. And the Mass Effect style conversation presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Got it that time. And however, the combat still felt World of Warcraft-ish, and I don't really kind of like that sit back and repeatedly bash a button to attack. And one of my friends told me, hey, you should check out Warframe. It's kind of like Devil May Cry in its combat if it were a little more free-flowing and a little less set. And I was like, so what? Guns and swords? And the friend pretty much confirmed that. So I got the game about 1 or 2 years ago, and I've been addicted ever since.
So you've been in Warframe for a few years, which means that you saw the introduction of relays.
Yes, I did.
Well, how do you think that changed the gameplay? Because before that, I figured there wasn't really any areas for people to socially meet together before the relays appeared.
As far as changing the gameplay, the relays do add a few new things to do. You can visit the syndicates instead of just hitting a button in your Lizette. You can go check out Darvo's shop, see his deals. But I think the main draw to the relay is actually the Conclave and probably Cephalon Samaris' little sanctuary.
Where Cephalon Samaris jumps into your face.
Every time you walk into the room. I don't really spend much time in the actual relays myself, though. Ever since I got the stuff I needed from Samaris, I don't go to the Sanctuary anymore. I think the only time I'll ever go to the relays is weekly to check out the Void Trader.
Mm-hmm. How do you use MMOs as entertainment differently than you would, say, a book, a TV show, or a movie?
That's actually a good question. I mainly use MMOs like Warframe to play with my friends. For example, my best friend and I, Dante, kind of co-run this clan, and he and I actually wound up getting my girlfriend Liz addicted to it, so almost every day I'll usually wind up getting a message from, hey, you want to play Warframe? And I'll hop on, play a mission, and then by then she'll have already out Warframed me for the day.
Ah, so she's already running around.
Oh yeah, she's actually richer than me on the game. She sort of plays the game a lot. She contributes the most to the dojo, and she's got like millions of credits, whereas I have like a couple 100,000. And of course, she plays Valkyr because everyone and their mother likes Valkyr.
Yeah, they're very punchy. What do you? I know that you already kind of answered this, but what do you do in a general day in Warframe?
I'll usually just play a mission or two, get myself in the field, warm up, and then I'll go on to the actual higher level missions where there's more difficulty. I'll usually either play solo or with my friends because no one likes playing with randoms in this game.
Oh.
Nobody.
Oh. Do you find them particularly unskilled, or?
It's sort of a combination of either they suck or they're jerks. I've actually met a few really, really nice people, but the majority I've met of the Warframe public community kind of either don't talk or are usually wind up being assholes by the end of the conversation.
I think that kind of answers one of my normal questions, which is how do you find the temperature of the community in Warframe? Obviously, in-game randoms don't work out so well.
In-game randoms are toxic as hell.
Well, what about the rest of the community? Have you involved yourself in forums or pulled people in from other sources?
I really haven't involved myself in forums, mainly, or pull anyone else in, mainly because it's sort of a friend thing for me. I have a very tight-knit group of friends who I play games with, and almost always I'll wind up at some point pointing them towards Warframe.
And is that your guild?
Yep.
Okay. So one of the questions I ask is how people found their guild, but it sounds like you're the leader of your guild, which means that you formed it?
I formed my guild from a few friends when after... Well, actually, there's a bit of a storyline behind that. See, one of my friends who actually got me into Warframe ran their own guild. I think it was called the Astral Guard. I wound up leaving that clan after a while, mainly because I sort of wanted to go my own way. I didn't agree with how the clan was being led, so I wound up leaving and I founded the Dragon Fangs. Me and my friends got together in it and started having some fun with it. And after a while, I started spending a little less time in Warframe, so I promoted my friend Dante to leader alongside me, because you can have people who are maximum rank. So I promoted him to leader alongside me, and we just sort of share leadership of the clan.
Well, that's useful.
Well, we shared leadership. He left the clan due to personal differences.
Oh, okay. So my final question to you is, what is your favorite or most memorable experience from an MMO?
Huh. Actually, it comes from Warframe, believe it or not. Basically, I played a lot of this game when it first came out. And actually, my most memorable experience would be my first introduction to the Infestation. Which, to those who are watching don't know, they're sort of like the virus zombie thing of the galaxy. They infest and assimilate life, kind of like the Flood do.
Oh yeah, that's a good description.
My first introduction to them, I think it was back way before like we had our Lizettes and stuff, back when it was just the menu was you sitting in front of a galaxy map. I went into a mission and it's darker. There's all this creepy, weird infection stuff laying around. I'm like, okay, this is weird. What's going on? Suddenly I see this big, ugly thing that looks like a warped Grineer Lancer shoot around the corner, howling at like some kind of abomination at me. And I was like, oh my god, what is that?
Well, and the Infested are really amusing because they're obviously normal units that you've run into before, but they're overgrown with some sort of organic goo. And sometimes, yeah, in a way that leaves them twisted, or like, you know, arms sticking out here, a head sticking out there, and then of course it's often jumping on you. Yeah,
like the Chargers are made from Grineer Lancers, which are usually bipedal humanoids, but they're on all fours, their heads hang down below their bodies.
Yep.
Actually, I just thought of another memorable experience, if you don't mind.
No, I don't.
and it's also infestation based. And that would be my first time in the Orokin Derelict on the assassination mission. Which, for those who don't know, assassinations are basically where you go and fight bosses. Well, this boss, Lephantis, I had read up about him, but I had never actually fought him. I actually wound up recording this and smacking it up on my YouTube. It was probably one of my lower quality videos, because I was first starting out at the time. But we basically fought it, and the idea of the boss fight is that it has 3 heads, which pop up through the floor and attack you. And once you destroy each head, the floor breaks, and you drop down into the chamber where you actually fight it and it's body and all its minions. And it was just a really sort of crazy, memorable boss fight, and I would gladly play it again.
Excellent. So it was because it was multi-stage and a little different from other boss fights?
Yeah, the majority of the boss fights are, there's an enemy, he's got some kind of gimmick to him, if he even has a gimmick, because some of the bosses in this game are actually kind of pushovers. You can beat them in 1 or 2 hits. And then there's the ones that take too much to kill, like Sargus Rook. But Lephantis was multi-stage, it was difficult, and it actually felt like a boss fight instead of just a beefed-up vanilla enemy.
Excellent, and I'll have to see if I can't link that video in the description so that people can see it.
Alright, it's one of my older videos. I was a little more like, holy shit, I don't know what I'm doing, and a little less chill. So yeah, it's like lower quality. Like, I'm talking, this was way before I got my Sony Vegas. This was Windows Movie Maker.
Oh, wow. Okay, everybody, that's all the time that I've got for this interview. I have been your host, Amherst, and I've been here in Warframe with Maxirion.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for coming along, and I will see you on the other side. Good night and good dreams.
Do you play online games? Do you have Skype? Then we'd love to interview you on Massive Online Anthropology. Join the fascinating thousands who've spoken about their online gaming experience and be the envy of all your friends. Or at least get the MMO Anthropology Geek Merit Badge. Sorry, no t-shirt. See you then!